Hello and welcome to Awaz News. I'm Kubra Ali and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada.
My biggest hope is that she is alive. My greatest fear is that she's not. Police boast $100,000 reward in in-laws Hashtamiri abduction. Homes evacuated, one person seriously injured after explosion and fire in St. Catharines. Police released video footage of suspect seen circling East York home at night. Tory says the way cities are funded is broken as Toronto stares down another nearly $1 billion COVID-19 shortfall. Police charged teen in Hamilton hit and run and left 15-year-old boy dead. Japanese Prime Minister Kishida visits Ottawa, asks for Canada's help on clean energy transition. I have to disagree. Ford insists municipalities won't need big property tax hikes to offset loss in development fee revenue.
These were the headlines and let's jump right into the details.
One person is hospitalized with significant burns, and a number of homes and businesses have been evacuated following a fire that triggered a number of explosions.
We actually looked into where the location was of the fire, looked at what the potential chemicals on site and the locations, and then doing some of our own plume modeling to see where the wind directions were coming from and then where that smoke from the fire was heading. Unfortunately for today and continuing to today, all that smoke's been heading.
Business in St. Catharines. The fire broke out at Sonics Products, a hazardous materials company at 20 Kiefer Road, shortly after 6:30 a.m. One woman who lives nearby posted video of the fire to social media and said the initial explosion was so loud that she thought a tree had struck her home. St. Catharines Fire Chief Dave Upper said crews responded to fire and found ongoing explosions. He said staff members of the company, who was alone in the building at the time of the fire, sustained serious burns and was transported to hospital by paramedics for treatment. The victim was later moved to Sunnybrook Hospital in Toronto. Their condition was not immediately known. A number of nearby homes and businesses have been evacuated as precaution. Upper said residents will be allowed to return home once the fire has been knocked down and air quality has been checked. At around 2 p.m., St. Catharines Fire said the blaze had been brought under control, but firefighters continue to address hotspots at the scene. Upper said he's happy with the progress crews are making. Surveillance video taken from the area shortly after the fire started and obtained by CTV News Toronto shows a bright lit sky with flashes and booms from the explosions. Police are offering up to $100,000 reward for anyone with information about the location of an Ontario woman who disappeared a year ago Thursday. Elnas Hashtamiri was allegedly kidnapped from Visaga Beach, Ontario home and loaded into a white Lexus SUV by three men dressed in a fake police gear. Police released sketches of two of those suspects for the first time on Thursday. Hamilton police have laid charges against a 15-year-old boy in connection with a hit-and-run collision that left a classmate dead on Wednesday. It happened around 2:50 p.m. on Upper Paradise Road. According to police, a dark blue 2008 Dodge Caliber struck a 15-year-old pedestrian near the intersection at Cordon Street, just south of Stone Church Road. A 15-year-old male was driving the Dodge vehicle northbound at a high rate of speed in the middle turn lane on Upper Paradise Road when he struck the 15-year-old male as he attempted to cross over Upper Paradise Road. Hamilton police said in a release Thursday. The pedestrian became airborne and struck a northbound stopped vehicle. Police said the driver then fled the scene, continuing to enter oncoming traffic. Bystanders rushed to help the teen who was struck until emergency responders arrived. The boy was rushed to the hospital but did not survive. Police said they were able to quickly locate the vehicle and arrest the driver, who remains in custody. They said Thursday that the 15-year-old has been charged with failure to remain causing death and dangerous driving causing death. Premier Doug Ford is dismissing concerns from municipalities who argue that his government's decision to slash development fees will ultimately force them to cut services or introduce double-digit property tax hikes. The City of Toronto has warned that changes to development fees and other charges as a result of Bill 23 will cost it $230 million in revenue on an annual basis. The city's budget for 2023, which was tabled this week, notes that staff expect the municipality to be fully reimbursed for the revenue losses, but warns that capital projects will have to be postponed or cancelled should that not happen. Similar concerns have also been echoed by other municipalities. In one, staff have pegged the annual revenue loss from Bill 23 at between $169 million and $174 million and have said that a property tax increase of between 77 and 88% would be needed to offset that should the province not make the municipality whole. Meanwhile, Mississauga has said that the changes will result in a $1 billion reduction in revenue over the next decade and would require an additional property tax increase of 8 to 10% to offset. On Thursday, Premier Doug Ford was asked about the concerns of municipalities around Bill 23 during a press conference in Hamilton, but seemed to suggest that they are largely overblown and that significant property tax hikes won't be necessary. Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing Steve Clark has previously suggested that the government will make Toronto whole if it can't fund housing infrastructure and services due to a revenue loss resulting from Bill 23. He has also promised to launch third-party audit of municipal finances that will be focused on determining whether there are sufficient reserve funds to offset the revenue loss from the changes to development fees. However, the government has provided few specifics about which municipalities would receive audits. Ford's latest comments, seemingly dismissing the concerns of municipalities, come after he told reporters last month that he doesn't believe the revenue loss will hurt at all because there is waste that can be eliminated to make up the difference. The Ontario government has set a goal of building 1.5 million new homes over the next decade. Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida is looking to Canada to help his country wean itself of fossil fuels from places such as Russia. Kishida is in Ottawa Thursday for his first visit as Japan's head of government as part of a tour of other G7 countries. Japan holds the G7 presidency this year and is set to host meetings with the leaders of some of the world's richest countries. The group includes Britain, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, and the United States, plus the European Union. Tokyo plans to use the presidency to coordinate with other states on economic management and punishing Russia for its invasion of Ukraine. Kishida arrived late Wednesday in Ottawa from London and is expected to head to Washington, D.C. later Thursday. The visit comes during a time of geopolitical alignment between Japan and Canada, both of which have recently signaled out China as a threat to stability in the region. Kishida's arrival marks the first visit to Canada by an Asian head of government since Ottawa launched its Indo-Pacific strategy last November, which called for closer ties with countries that can counterbalance Beijing's influence. A new Japanese defense strategy unveiled last month, including working with allies to ward off threats from North Korea and China, and made it illegal for Japan to conduct military strikes against enemy bases. Tokyo is boosting its military spending by 26% in just 1 year. The Canadian government will lead a trade delegation to Japan this fall, Trudeau said, and Japanese companies interested in mining and electric vehicle battery components aim to visit Canada in the spring.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Kubra Ali. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.